Good morning. My name is Miss Ani, and I'm at the Kodiak Public Library. I'm ready to do story time with you today, and I have a new book for you that I really like, and it's about being brave. So maybe you'll like this book. This book is called Sofia Valdez, Future Prez, and the author is Andrea Beatty. And she's also written lots of other books. You might recognize them, but Ada Twist Scientist is one of them. I really love this book, so I hope you like it too. It's illustrated by David Roberts. Sofia Valdez, Future Prez. Sofia was a baby who got things done, helping her family before she turned 1. How is she helping her family here? What is she doing? Is she helping do the gardening by watering? She and Abuelo went out every week to help elderly friends around Blue River Creek who couldn't get out and about on their own and with no place to gather were stuck home alone. Maybe you know some people who are stuck home alone. So these are some of the elderly people in Sofia's community in her town of Blue Creek that are stuck home alone, but it looks like they've got pets, which is good. She's got a little bird. Raking the leaves, taking pets for a walk, or just dropping by for a treat and a talk. Sofia Valdez did as much as she could for her family and friends and her whole neighborhood. A dreamer, a doer, a real life go-getter. Most people like good, but Sofia liked better. Do you like to help people? Help people in your family or friends or neighbors? Sofia does. Now, each morning, Abuelo walked Sophie to class. They walked home again along Blue River Pass, making plans, munching cookies. Abuelo and girl. Except for that Tuesday when Pup saw a squirrel. And with a howl, Pup took off, racing all through the town, over and under, beneath and around. Sofia scrambled to try to keep up with the hollering man and the bellowing pup. That silly dog, he's caused quite a commotion because he's chasing that squirrel, and Abuelo is chasing the dog that is chasing the squirrel, and Sofia is chasing Abuelo, her grandpa, who's chasing the pup, who's chasing the squirrel. Up the squirrel ran to the top of the hill, made of leftover junk from the local landfill. They reached the tip top of that mountain of trash, which jiggled and broke with an ear-splitting crash. Oh no, here comes the mountain of trash. It's falling down. Down they all tumbled, and they hit with a thud on a moldy old pumpkin surrounded by mud. Oh no! Ouch, cried Abuelo. He struggled to stand. A dangerous mess, he said, grasping her hand. That is a dangerous mess. What's that mountain of trash doing in the middle of town? The next day, Sofia walked to school solo, but it wasn't the same without her Abuelo. This is not right, declared young Sofia, who glared at Mount Trashmore and then got an idea. The very next morning at dawn, she planted a sign in front of the lawn. She stood back and smiled, and Pup gave a bark. Woof! Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Let's build a new park. Oh, what a great idea. Take something that is dangerous and ugly and make something great out of it. Good idea, Sophia. Each of her neighbors had something to say about benches and fountains and places to play, meeting spots, gardens, a basket for bees, a rubber duck pond, and a kiosk for cheese. She drew every thought on her map of the park, which was perfectly perfect by a quarter till dark. All these good ideas they're going to put in the park. Neat. There's Sophia. She drifted to sleep in her soft, cozy bed. Then, bam, she woke up when a thought smacked her head. Her heart skipped a beat as she realized each one of her neighbors had said, "Let me know when it's done." They all thought Sophia could build it alone. But how could one girl do so much on her own? The weight of that thought made her tender heart ache as night thunder growled and she lay wide awake. Then dawn brought a storm, and the gloomy sky wept, and the heartsick Sophia, she finally slept. How is one little girl gonna do all of those ideas and make them happen? You think it can work? Abuelo baked cookies when Sophie got up. That was nice of him. He gave her a bagful and sneaked one to the pup. Yum. He blinked back a tear as he hugged his Sophia. For courage, he whispered. Te amo, mi vida. I love you, my sweet. Sophia's knees wobbled. She felt weak inside. She looked at his ankle and quite nearly cried. Though she didn't feel brave or courageous at all, Sofia Valdez went to face City Hall. Here's City Hall, and there's the library. City Hall is where you make all your changes. The mayor's office sent her to room 401, the Blue River Creek Department of Fun, which sent her downstairs to room 302, the Office of Duck Ponds and Cool Things to Do, to the Office of Monkeys and the Department of Cheese and the Division of Fountains and Meetings and Bees, then down to the basement, so musty and cramped, where all the town's papers were sorted and stamped. And that's where the clerk said what no one else did. You can't build a new park. You're only a kid. Uh-oh. The words smacked Sophia deep down in her heart. Her plan was kiboshed before it could start. I think, said Sophia, I think that law's wrong. But her second grade voice didn't sound very strong. The clerk said, clearly it cannot be done. Do you have any questions? Sophia said one. If you were me and I were you and he was your grandpa, what would you do? Well, said the clerk. Then she said nothing at all. She thought and she thought. Then she sent out a call to every employee throughout City Hall. There's all the employees. These are the people that are going to help her make some changes or stop her from making some changes. The entire government of Blue River Creek crammed into the office to hear Sophie speak. But her words jumbled up and her cheeks turned bright red. As a dozen emotions rushed into her head, her heart beat so loudly she thought it would crack. The crowd leaned in closer. Sophia leaned back. Then her arm brushed the edge of the old cookie sack. And that was the moment when Sophia first knew that being brave means doing the thing you must do, though your heart cracks with fear, though you're just in grade 2. So she took a deep breath, looked the mayor in the eye, and though her knees wobbled, she held her head high. Sophia started talking. She spelled out her plan and why it all mattered and how it began. And once she got rolling, she had lots to say about meeting spots and monkeys and places to play and other ideas for things they could do to help the town elders and other folks too. She had thoughts on the library and thoughts on the zoo, and perhaps there was a way to combine the two. I think that would be pretty neat. And take a look. She's got rubber ducks for a rubber duck pond. She's got a library for monkeys so they can read. She's got a basket for bees because I love bees. And a fountain, maybe a fountain of cheese. Oh my goodness. And cheese for everyone, a cheese kiosk. Monkeys love books. And maybe a zoo library. Loan a llama. How fun would that be? Mom, Dad, can we go to the library and get a llama? How about look at the bees? Or eat some cheese? All right, cried the mayor. Go start a petition. If the town wants a new park, we'll form a commission. Let's build a park for everyone. Sign our petition, please. Bark for parks. And so young Sophia got right to work with some help from her family and pup and the clerk. Wow, then others joined in. Not all, but a few, like Miss Lila Greer and the kids in grade 2. Oh, sign our petition, please. Give bees a chance. Scientists need parks. Architects for parks. A park to think in. We love parks. We can do it. Let's build a park. Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Somewhere that's green. We need more green. Sí, se puedo. Yes, I can. Bark for parks. They all want a change, don't they? They all want a beautiful park. There were hearings and surveys and taxes to figure, then bulldozers and cranes and a blue bigger digger. They all built that park. That's how it got done, with the hard work of, by, and for everyone. But it began with the dream of one person, just one, who laced up her shoes and then led the way to help Blue River Creek get a new place to play. Now every evening till long after dark, the town comes together at Citizens Park. They all hold this truth to be self-evident, that Sofia Valdez could grow up to be president. Until then, Sophia, that real-life go-getter, helps Blue River Creek get better and better. And look at all of the people helping to build the park. They're building bird houses and beehives. They've got sculptures of art. She's helping move the digger and take out all the trash. We've got elderly people and tables and flowers. This looks like an amazing park. Citizens Park. And this book is dedicated to you because you are braver than you know and mightier than you can ever imagine. So be bold. Sofia Valdez, Future Press. I hope you liked the book, and I hope you come to the library and check out some more books. I will see you next week. See ya.